I was worried you blowed my reputation, but I figured it's not on me.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry the lighting is a little bit off. It's a little bit late in the day, but I wanted to do this video. I have been sick all day. I've not felt very good. I've had a really bad headache, but I did promise I was gonna get this video done and out for you this week. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Samantha, and I am a home daycare provider, which basically means I run daycare out of my home. I started doing this as a way to be home with my smaller children and to still make money. So I have been doing this. I've been in the childcare industry for a long time, but I just started this particular home daycare at the beginning of summer. I've done daycare prior to this for many years. I was also a preschool teacher. I have a lot of experience. So I started my YouTube channel to be able to connect with other home daycare providers, to talk about my journey as a home daycare provider, and then also other aspects of my life. I'm a mom of 5. I'm on the ketogenic diet, so I like to talk about those sort of things. But for this particular video, we're gonna do a daycare video. So someone in one of my other videos asked me, how do you organize all the paperwork? There's so much paperwork. And they are absolutely correct. Daycare is, I knew there was a lot of paperwork because I've done the admin thing in a daycare, so I know there's a lot of paperwork. But the mass amount of paperwork that I have come across just being in this state doing a home daycare is ridiculous. So you have to stay organized. Your licensing rep, if your license, can show up at any point, and you need to make sure that you're prepared. So I'm gonna go through how I keep everything organized, everything from enrollment paperwork, licensing paperwork, and curriculum as well. So I'm just gonna go through that really quick. I don't want this to be a super long video, but I also want to give you as much information as possible. So number one, we're gonna start with curriculum. So I do binders for my curriculum. Now, the current group that I have is a younger group, so we don't do a lot of curriculum, but I still like to have this laid out in case I were to get some preschoolers, or just for some activities that I'm gonna do with my toddlers and babies. So basically, my curriculum binders look like this. They have these cute little covers and spines, and they are divided by the months. I got the covers off of TPT, Teachers Pay Teachers. I will link them down below. They're wonderful, they're adorable, and they really just kind of make it fancy. I have my August and my September one. And then on the inside, I have taken the papers out just because they have my daycare name on them, but I want to give you a general idea. So on the inside, I have 4 of these poly jackets. I believe I got these at Staples. If I can find them, I will link them down below. And basically, they are just for the 4 weeks. So in here, I will keep any art activities, any maybe things that need to go home, newsletters or reminders. Like for the first week of September, we have Labor Day. So in the last week of August, I'm gonna put the Labor Day reminder just to remind parents that I'm closed. So I just put my papers in here. This just helps keep me organized, and then next year I can reference what I had in my binder. And then at the end of the month, I will take all of my fire drill logs, my playground logs, my storm drill logs, things like that, my attendance records, and I will just pop them into this the back sleeve right here. And then that way, if my licensing rep were to ever show up and say, hey, I need to see your fire drill logs or your attendance records from September through October, I can go straight to the binders. I don't have to shuffle through any papers, straight to the binders, pull the attendance logs, and give her what she needs. So this is wonderful. I love this system. I keep these in my daycare cabinet, and they work out really well. This next binder is actually completely empty because it has personal information, so I had to take it out. But I wanted to show you how I keep my kids' paperwork. So when people enroll with me, they fill out a whole packet of information that I need, not just for licensing, but also just personal preference. So I did a whole video today on enrollment, on my interview process, and I go through kind of my enrollment paperwork. So anything that they return back to me is gonna go in a little binder like this. Kaya is my daughter. So again, I found these, I can't remember. Yeah, I found these on TPT. And it just has a cute little spine and then a little kind of picture and then her name. And then inside, I would keep all of her enrollment paperwork in the first tab. And then in the second tab, I will keep any artwork or anything that I may want to save for if she was a daycare child, her parents. But for me, if I did any assessments, if there was anything that I noticed, if there was a really cool art project, if she had made progress in something, I would keep it in that little slot. And then in the third tab, I keep all of the incident reports, any parent correspondence, anything like that, I would keep in the third tab. So this is how I organize my kids' paperwork. And this is really nice because, again, my licensing rep will come and she will choose at random a child's paperwork that she wants to see to make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to. I have everything I'm supposed to. So she can say, hey, I want to see Kaya and, you know, Eva, who are my daughters. And so I can go and grab their binder, hand it over to her, and know that all of their paperwork is in here for her to see. And then the other way that I keep track of papers, this is my massive teacher binder. I believe this is like a 3-inch, 2-inch, I think it's 3-inch binder, and I keep everything in here. So this has my portfolio, this has all of my training records, this has my handbook, but this also has all of my licensing paperwork. Anything that she could ask for is in here. This is where I keep my fire drill logs, this is where I keep my storm drill logs, as I'm doing them, and then once I'm done with them, they will go in the monthly binders. This is just where I keep everything. I am not gonna show you inside because obviously that's a lot of personal information, but this is where I keep all those things, and they are divided by tabs in here. I also keep like any like trainings that I have done or any useful information. I just try to keep that in here, like handwriting information or just different, you know, different articles that I read. I'll print them off and put them in here for my reference. So this is where I keep all of licensing and kind of my paperwork. And then for all of my enrollment things, and this is my last kind of organization system, for all of my enrollment things, I have this black file box. And when you open it up, it just, oh, I can't get it open. It has all of these little file folders, and I keep master copies as well as additional copies of all of my enrollment paperwork, things to make enrollment packets, as well as my handbook. And so that way, if anybody ever say they messaged me and they wanted to stop by that night for an interview, and I had already done the pre-interview process, did all that, I can very, very quickly put together an enrollment packet. And then I keep all of my extra folders in the very back here, and then I also keep empty report covers back here for my handbook. But yeah, this is where I keep all of my paperwork. I did have one more system, but it's in my bedroom and my babies are sleeping, so we're not going to show you that, but it's for my receipts. So whenever I purchase anything outside of, you know, my own personal stuff, whenever I purchase things for daycare, essentially, I will take my receipt, I will input it into Minute Menu or Kid Care, it is now. That is how I log all of my expenses. I will put it in there, I will put a little check mark on it, and I will staple those receipts together, and I keep them in a little file bin, I guess, I don't know. The kind that sit on your desk and you put the file folders in. I don't know what those are called, but I keep it in there until it gets to be too much, and then I will put it in like a shoebox type thing. but those are stapled together by the month. So all of my August receipts are going to be together. All of my September receipts are going to be together. And I staple those and file those away. That way when tax time comes, I have everything that I need. Not just physical receipts, but I also have it inputted into KidCare. So I know how much I've spent. I know how much I can take off on my taxes, or deduct on my taxes. And so that helps me stay like super organized. So that's it, you guys. That's how I organize all of my daycare paperwork, from kids files to curriculum to licensing to all of that. And I hope this video was helpful. If you want some more information about paperwork, if you have specific questions, please let me know down below. And I will see you guys in my next video.
I was worried you blowed my reputation, but I figured it's not on me.